Hello ladies and gentlemen, Jumbo here. Today I would like to tell the story of a Russian airline that for many years was the personification of reliability and comfort. The company has gone from a small charter carrier to the second largest carrier in the country and has just as quickly ended its history as an entire era. Today, I will tell a story of Transaero. First, let's go back to Russia in the early 90s. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the big Soviet Aeroflot broke apart into lots of smaller airlines based in different airports. Those airlines operated Soviet aircraft left over from their ancestor. In these difficult times for the country, Alexander Pleshakov and Tatiana Onodina have founded the first private airline in Russia. First time new airline rented Aeroflot aircraft for charter flights. Pioneers in the fleet were Ilyushin IL-86 and Tupolev Tu-154. But carrier of Soviet airliners in their fleet was not so long. In 1993, Transaero acquired its first aircraft. These were quite atypical Boeing 737-200s for Russia. This was the beginning of the history of the operation of foreign airliners by Russian airlines. The carrier grew rapidly, and soon its fleet was joined by Boeing 757 and DC-10. An interesting detail is that the DC-10 came from American Airlines and flew in Transaero with incredible metal fuselages. After crisis of 1998, company had big finance problems. The fleet was seriously reduced. All Boeing 757 and DC-10 were retired. The company has focused on charter flights. This helped the airlines to survive and start further development. After the crisis, company resumed growing. The fleet was replenished with Boeing and Airbus aircraft from the secondary market. Fun fact, it was the first airline that started operation of Boeing 747 with passengers in Russia. There were some Russian airplanes in their fleet. Passenger Tupolev Tu-14 and cargo Tupolev Tu-04C. Transaero could become the operator of the A380 and the Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental. Contracts were signed for the purchase of these aircraft, but the plans were not destined to come true. The first financial problems began in 2014, during the recession of air travel in the country. But what if they started long before? The rapidly developing airline was like a wormy apple. In my opinion, first of all, Transaero was ruined by the illiterate policy of the leadership and excessive ambitions. Let me explain. From the very beginning, Transaero set itself the goal of being number one in the Russian market. Rapidly expanding their fleet, they took on a lot of debts. As a result, at the very first financial problems, the scheme collapsed like a house of cards. Examples of management's illiterate policies include the purchase of unneeded extra-large aircrafts and rebranding in 2015 before bankruptcy. Many people build theories about sabotage of competitors such as Aeroflot, but most likely it was ambition that ruined Transaero. After the finish of operation, the most of planes were sold to the other airlines. Few old aircrafts were scrapped, and some were stored in different places. The story of this airline has ended for a while. I hope you enjoyed this video. Your likes and subscriptions makes old Jumbo Jet happier.